It shouldn't be called X. It should be called M for mob mentality. Hey there, oddballs! Just letting you know that today's video might be a little triggering for those sensitive to topics relating to cyberbullying, mentions of explicit material, death threats, and attempts to remove someone's live subscription. If any of that makes you uncomfortable, please make sure to take care of yourselves, as the comfort of my viewers is way more important to me than YouTube analytics. So with that being said, let's dive into it! Hello, my creeps and freaks, and welcome to my eternal punishment. I'm your host, Scenebean, and today we're going to be looking into the massive uproar that has recently sprouted up on my For You page. Recently, my Twitter feed has been flooded with accounts harassing individuals based on their opinions on the recent drama surrounding Shubble and Wilbur. Last time we covered this mess, I went over the situation as a whole, but not necessarily the full-scale result that was the terrifying display of stan negativity on Twitter. So today we're going to be exploring these tweets and diving into the who, what, where, how, and why of the recent stan toxicity. But before we get into that, if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing and smashing that like button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I upload new videos once every 2 weeks, and if you want to get a shout out in a future video, comment below any topics you want me to discuss in a future Scenebean. But anyways, back to the video. So I want to start off by explaining what exactly is going on right now on Twitter, and why it was enough for me to deem this worthy of a video topic. Currently, in the MCYT's Twitter space, people are screaming at each other and causing massive online fights based on the opinions people have on current allegations and situations that have recently sparked up between different Minecraft content creators. Some of these include various examples, such as the Shubble and Wilbur allegations, which we will be focusing on today, wink wink, or the ongoing drama between George Nutbound and Katie Bugs. Go watch my videos on both of these. Go watch them. Go watch them! As well as opinions on past allegations surrounding creators like Quackity, Schlatt, Call Me Carson, or Dream. Now, before we get into any of that, though, just a reminder that this video is not about any of these allegations that I just mentioned, other than the Shubble and Wilbur ones. This is specifically about those. Nor will it consist of me giving my opinions on any of those situations. Just want to put that out there now. This video isn't about any of that. This situation, however, is mainly regarding the community surrounding Shubble and Wilbur, as I said. So that will be the focus of today. So if you guys want, you can consider this the part 2 to the Wilbur files that I uploaded like a month ago. So, the main issue going on here honestly has nothing to do with the creators involved, or at least I don't consider it to mainly be like their problem. Because this issue, in my opinion, is mainly surrounding the fandoms both Shubble and Wilbur have created throughout their careers. With the mass impact that Wilbur and Shubble have had on the internet, and the way that, like, the whole drama and, like, situation between the two of them has affected everybody, Twitter is basically experiencing the online version of a nuclear fallout, with people left and right being exposed to a constant overflow of stan toxicity that I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen any photos of third limbs growing out of people's heads by now. The opinion war is a tale as old as time. However, there comes a certain point, I feel, where it gets taken a little too far. As we all know, online spaces tend to bring out the worst in people, but when you add the element of parasocialness, it gets taken to a much more, dangerous degree. For example, recently several people on Twitter were saying that Wilbur had returned to Brighton from his trip to New York City, and one of these replies to this stated that someone should start throwing rocks at him. No! Nobody should be doing that. Why are you suggesting this on a public space? Others who said that they had seen Wilbur sit in the wild and had posted about it on Twitter were being encouraged in the comments on their posts to do various illegal things, such as jumping him, assaulting him, beating him, harming him, and even going as far to say killing him. In what that, okay, look, I understand somebody wanting to atone for their actions, but there is a stark contrast between wanting someone who did a bad thing to face the consequences and actively asking somebody to harm them for you. I don't care what the person did, there is no justification for stalking someone to the point that they aren't even guaranteed safety when leaving their own home. Based on how radio silent Wilbur has been, it's pretty obvious that he probably feels absolutely horrible already. So I don't really think that any of these horrible suggestions are even remotely necessary in the slightest. The situation itself is already a very delicate matter, and we have no idea what is going on behind closed doors. The fact that strangers online are encouraging people they don't even know to attempt to forcefully involve themselves in an already incredibly sensitive situation is honestly terrifying. Not only that, but several Twitter users have been messaging the Jebediah Springfield account via Discord in order to provoke a response or harass Wilbur further, which again is involving literal strangers in a serious situation that they have absolutely no part in. What these people don't understand is that they are affecting real lives and aren't just making Wilbur feel bad. I've already seen several instances of dox and death threats being thrown Wilbur's way in these DM screenshots that have been floating around on Twitter over the past few weeks. And it's not only Wilbur that's getting backlash either. Along with the hashtag #FuckWilbur hashtag, there is also hashtag #FuckShovel, which happened to be recently trending a few weeks prior to filming this. Within Shovel's Twitter specifically, there is a massive amount of replies to her various tweets that she has hidden, and believe me when I say, do not, and I seriously mean it, do not go look up her Twitter page or her alt account just to look at the hidden replies. Within them contain some of the most disgusting, disrespectful, and vile comments I have ever seen, as well as people replying to her with incredibly vulgar videos of explicit adult activity and pornography to traumatize and target Shelby because, for those of you who don't know, Shovel is asexual. So the fact that people are sending her explicit sexual material when she's asexual and has already stated several times that she's incredibly uncomfortable with the idea of it, considering she's also an SA survivor, and saying horrible things like how several people want to see her raped live, is so disgusting that I wanted to rip my eyes out of my skull the second I was forced to lay my eyes on the tweets spewing this vile garbage onto my For You page. Not only that, but currently on Twitter, Shovel is receiving backlash about some stark comments she has made about Wilbur's mental health and individuals suffering from depression, as well as accusations of her liking tweets saying that Wilbur should join the 27 Club. Which, for those of you who don't know what that is, there you go. And yes, I know it's wrong, and I know that it makes Shovel look bad. I'm aware of the stuff going on right now, but that's not the reason I'm making this video. I'm making this because I want to talk about the way the fans are behaving regarding this whole situation. The absolute horridness and the toxicity that I have seen on Twitter is absolutely gut-wrenching. If you have an opinion that anyone even slightly disagrees with right now, you will be forced to stand trial against a barrage of people calling you the most vile and disgusting things I've seen anyone called since the 1920s. But see, here's the main point of all this. People are actually dying because of the amount of sheer cyberbullying they are facing for just having an opinion to share online. And that is not a meme, that is not an exaggeration, I am not making that up. And I honestly wish I was, because the stuff that's actually going down right now and has been going down is awful. It's awful, and that's the main reason I wanted to make this video in the first place. A good example of this whole situation that I'm currently discussing is Aiden, who was known on Twitter as Vika Vivi. When Shovel fans found out he was a part of the Wilbur Support Squad, a counter-movement to the Shovel Support Squad, they decided his sentence was death. And they made Aiden know that. Screenshots of the things that Aiden was being told in his Twitter DMs began to surface on his account, and a clear decline in his mental health slowly became evident. He constantly kept saying that if he kept getting these threats, Aiden wouldn't be around anymore for the Shovel Support Squad to cyberbully. Then, on the 8th of March, Aiden made a public statement on his Twitter account, which would end up being the last time Aiden would ever post. The worst part about this is Aiden isn't even the only instance we have of people being bullied because of their opinions on the Shovel and Wilbur situation to the point of suicide. Several others have announced their final messages due to the harassment from Shovel fans, and the number of reports of people being harassed and ruthlessly bullied is genuinely becoming a massive concern for several in the space, including me, and everyone agrees that something needs to be done before this gets out of hand. But the thing is, it already has gotten out of hand. Shovel has already made a public response regarding this issue, stating on her Twitter how she hasn't once instructed her fans to send death threats or to cause online fights with anyone. However, people are still calling BS on her statements. But, okay, look, let's get real for a second here, guys. Shovel isn't going to be able to stop these people from doing this. I don't think the people who are sending death threats are doing it to support Shovel. At least, not really. Because she has made it very clear that she doesn't want her fans to do that to anyone. Not even to Wilbur. Shovel has stated on a stream herself that she wants her fans to ignore the Wilbur support squad, ignore the people sending Shovel all of these hate messages and calling BS on everything she's been saying, and above all, she wants her fans to leave them alone. So she is not to blame for this because she's not orchestrating it. She's not purposefully attempting to cause harm to other individuals. She's not. She made it very clear on her Twitter that right now what she is trying to do is to stop harm from happening, not cause more of it. So we shouldn't place the blame on her for any of this. The people at fault are the ones who are making Shovel's story out to be something to weaponize, which, in reality, whether you side with Shelby or Wilbur, it's just an opinion. And I don't think anyone should be told that they deserve to die just for having an opinion. And if you are one of the people doing this, then maybe you should take a look in the mirror before judging the character of a random Twitter user that you don't even know. But anyway, that's all I have for today's video. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell for notifications so you never miss a new upload. If you have any other topics you want me to discuss in a future Scenebean, leave a comment below and you just might get a shout out in the next video. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and as always, stay freaky.